Hello everyone, welcome back. If you have not been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Today I am talking about the book An Offer from a Gentleman, Benedict story, Bridgerton by Juliet Quinn. This was book number 3. I actually read this quite a while ago and I never talked about it. I did enjoy it. I'd say of all of them, I felt this is the most Cinderella that I've read so far, because I feel like all of them have quite a similar setup. But yeah, I'll get in with the blurb. Sophie Beckett never dreamed she'd be able to sneak into Lady Bridgerton's famed masquerade ball, or that Prince Charming would be there waiting for her. Though the daughter of an earl, Sophie has been relegated to the role of servant by her disdainful stepmother. But now spinning in the strong arms of the debonair and devastatingly handsome Benedict Bridgerton, she feels like royalty. Alas, she knows all enchantments must end when the clock strikes midnight. Who was that extraordinary woman? Ever since that magical night, a radiant vision in silver has blinded Benedict to the attractions of any other, except perhaps this alluring and oddly familiar beauty dressed in housemaid's garb, whom he feels compelled to rescue from a most disagreeable situation. He has sworn to find and wed his mystery miss, but this breathtaking maid makes him weak with wanting her, yet if he offers her his heart, will Benedict sacrifice his only chance for a fairy tale love? So it's in romance and historical, obviously. Got the Bridgerton Netflix thing, and as I do this, I have finished binge watching the latest season, which actually jumps ahead. So I have not read the book that the latest season is based on. They've skipped this book to go ahead to book 4, I believe, which I haven't got, so I need to go get that. But yeah, of them all, even though they have quite a similar setup, this is a very Cinderella story. As you can tell from the blurbs, you know, she's the daughter of an earl, but she's a servant by a disdainful stepmother, and there's a ball involved, a masquerade ball, and Benedict, he fell in love with this mystery woman at the ball. He also doesn't realise that the same person he is looking for is the person who he's actually trying to save. It was 305 pages, and I did enjoy it. Of the 3 I've read so far, I think The Viscount Who Loved Me was probably my favourite, and also with The Viscount Who Loved Me, I felt like there were so many parts of the book that didn't make it into the series. I really enjoyed the series, and I really liked the changes they made in regards to the Sheffields and turning that into the Sharmas, and yeah, I did love that relationship, but there were just some moments from the book that I just wish were taken over, because especially there was, I talked about this in my video about The Viscount Who Loved Me, but when you looked at Kate's fear of storms and a special moment that happened under a desk in the library, there was such a special moment between those two in the book that I really would have loved to see on screen. I think it would have been such a great moment to see that it never happened. I don't know if maybe they'll incorporate that into somebody else's storyline, but who knows. I thought this was very Cinderella-esque, and I liked that it felt very Cinderella-y, and is that even a word? Cinderella-y. Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day it's Cinderella. I just really enjoyed seeing the point of view of Sophie, especially because so far I felt like we saw more Bridgerton family out of the first 2 books, and this felt like we got more out of the other person. So yeah, but I really look forward to seeing this one brought to the screen, because I know that the TV series has made lots of changes in regards to how things are portrayed, but ultimately the core story is still there. But I have seen things about how they've already kind of incorporated that kind of Cinderella role, mainly through Penelope's storyline, with the idea of Penny's sisters being the ugly stepsisters and Mrs. Featherington being like the stepmother almost, even though they are one family unit. You know, it's not like a step-parent or anything, but it felt like they'd already portrayed Penelope in that Cinderella role. People have been wondering if they're still going to stick to that Cinderella-esque story for An Offer from a Gentleman, because they've already adapted it, in a way, that Cinderella story, but just with a different character. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see going forward how other things have changed, and having just finished watching season 3, basically just binge watching it all in one day basically, because I binged watched the first part of the season on I think it was the day after it came out, and then, no, I did the first one on the day that it came out, and then I did the second one the day after it came out. So, yeah. seasons when when it's like 8 episodes and they do 4 and 4. It's very easy to do in one day. And now we have to wait ages for the next ones. Yeah, that Cinderella story and seeing how that comes incorporated in the TV series. I mean, you can only compare it to the TV series anyway, now that it's there. Like, I've done other videos where I've compared books with their adaptations, and it's just going to be intriguing to see that. So I need to find book 4 because book 4 isn't on Borrow Box. I always called it Goggle Box for a second there. That's something completely different. Book 4 and 5 aren't on Goggle Box, so I'm going to have to get them elsewhere. Books 1, 2 and 3 are on audiobook. Obviously I've already done those. So yeah, I think it's just book 4 and 5 I need to track down. When He Was Wicked book 6, and It's in His Kiss book 7, all the way to the Wedding book 8. And then there's volume 3, which has It's in His Kiss, On the Way to the Wedding, and Because of Miss Bridgerton. Oh, okay, so volume 3, the only new one in the volume 3 section is Because of Miss Bridgerton. So this is the final 2 books of the Bridgerton series and the sequel. So yeah, it's just books 4 and 5 I need to track down elsewhere, then I can come back and do book 6, 7 and 8. So it looks like it's 8 books in total, because it's supposed to I just saw a bird in the roof. We had bees, now we've got a bird up there. Does that correspond to the 8? Is it 8 kids? It's the youngest Hyacinth then? Yeah, I don't remember there being anybody beginning with an I, because it's all alphabetical, isn't it? Anthony, Benedict, Lucy, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Hyacinth. No, there's a G in there. Who's G? My brain has completely forgotten who G is. Who's G? G's a girl, isn't it? I'm gonna have to look this up. So close. Gregory. How could I forget Gregory? Yeah. Anyway, I've got a flashing light which is telling me I need to wrap this up. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I'm very much looking forward to reading the next ones. So the next one will be Colin and Penelope. So I definitely be caught out by that pesky red light. But yeah, so the next one is going to be Colin and Penelope. So that will be very interesting to compare books 4 to season 3. I know there have been some changes that have been made, but also because of other things that have been put together, because it says book 5 is Eloise and Philip. I know nothing about the Eloise storyline, but we have started seeing the Francesca Michael story, because we've started to see more of Francesca this past season. And to be honest, I'm completely beside. I think Francesca is adorable, and I've heard things that I don't think I'm prepared for in book 6. I have a feeling my heart is going to be completely broken and torn out of its chest, based on what I've heard other people say. So, yeah. But I know that in the interim I've also watched the Queen Charlotte series, and I have become obsessed with Violet. Oh. I liked seeing the young Queen Charlotte with obviously the young Lady Danbury and the young Violet, and seeing those friendships, and then seeing them now. And I just want to say, I thought the casting for young Queen Charlotte and everybody else to be spot on. And I'll admit, I was so glad that James Fleet did turn up in the Queen Charlotte series when they brought it back to modern day again. I say modern day. When they went back to the present for Bridgerton. Because obviously you're looking at the beginning of Queen Charlotte and her husband's relationship and the King's relationship. The fact that they were able to tie that back in again and bring James Fleet back. Because I adore James Fleet. As any British person probably will adore James Fleet, but just for playing Hugo Horton in Vicar of Dibley, like, he is somebody who's just... James Fleet as Hugo is just... I feel like I need to rewatch Vicar of Dibley now. This is going off on a complete tangent now, but this is just basically turning to my love for James Fleet and just all things Bridgerton. And yeah, I'll admit I did actually watch the first season with my mum. I think we did one episode with my dad, and my dad was just like, this ain't for me. And so me and my mum watched it and just laughed all the way through it. But yeah, and then I think I've done both season 2 and season 3 by myself. I think my mum would actually really enjoy it. The fact that me and my mum watched the first season and we're just giggling like children tells you everything you need to know, I think. Really enjoyed book 3. really looking forward to comparing book 4 to season 3. What? I don't know who they're concentrating on for the next season though, of the TV series. So I'm not quite sure if they're going back or are they going forwards again. Yeah, I'm just confused. Because we're at a point when Eloise just has no prospects. She doesn't want any prospects in the TV series. So the idea of Eloise being concentrated on next doesn't make any sense. Are we going back to Benedict, or is the next season going to concentrate on Francesca and then we're going to go back again? They're just taking it out of order of the books, and so it's when you are reading the books and also watching the TV series, but you're not doing it like full in advance, so you know the full story. Just like, I'm just wondering. It just means I'm going to have to read them really quickly so I can figure out the order of everything and know everything. Because I went into season 3 having not read book 4. Anyway, I'm going to shut up about that now because I'm probably going on forever. But yeah, so thanks for watching me descend into madness. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Hello to the new subscribers, it's very nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining my little corner of the internet. I love you all, and I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe. Goodbye.